Ang morality ba ay subjective o objective? Well, magandang araw po sa inyo sa pangalan ng ating Panginoon. At sa point na ito, we'll go on to continue to discuss some points na kung saan sa mga nakaraang mga linggo, nakaraang buwan, ganyan, our atheist friends gave one of the longest comments that they have written patungkol sa kanilang mga objections against sa historicity ng yun, kay Noah, kina Abraham, Isaac at Jacob, maging sa Exodus account, at syempre pinahapyawan din natin yung tungkol sa case concerning to the historicity of Adam and Eve. Na Lord willing, I think sa podcast na ating gagawin, so bubuhayin uli natin yung podcast, we will go on to respond some of the claims of our atheist friends, lalo na dun sa gumawa ng kanyang video response na medyo ironic lang. He totally missed the point. But anyway, tungo po muna tayo dito sa topic na to. Although na-discuss ko na po yan when I reacted one of the videos of Mr. Atheist Joy before. So last year pa yun. At ang gagawin natin, we'll go on to dig deeper kung ang morality ba ay subjective o objective. Lalo na kung ito ba ay nagpapatunay na may Diyos talaga na umiiral. So unahin natin ito. Ano talaga yung possible source ng objective moral values at duties? So apat yan. Ang universe ba? Ang ating kultura? Ang tao? O ang Diyos? So unahin muna natin ito. Kung galing sa universe daw ang objective moral values, paano ang amoral at immoral? Paano ang amoral, impersonal, meaningless at purposeless na universe ang siyang lumikha accidentally ng personal moral beings who are obsessed, kung saan sila ay obsessed sa ano ba talaga yung meaning ng buhay na to? Isipin niya natin, from a cause-effect standpoint, an effect must represent its cause in essence or nature. At saka bukod dyan, paanong ang isang universe, dun daw galing yung moral duties daw ng isang tao? How could it be? Napakalabo yata yun, kapatid. Ngayon, sabi ni Richard Dawkins na isang atheist, humans have always wondered about the meaning of life. Life has no higher purpose than to perpetuate the survival of DNA. Life has no design, no purpose, no evil and no good, nothing but blind, pitiless indifference. Kaya po laging sinasabi na kung walang Diyos, wala talagang purpose ang buhay na to. Kung tamang atheism, we're just moist robots. Ngayon, sabi ni William Pravin, when Darwin deduced the theory of natural selection to explain the adaptation in which he had previously seen the handiwork of God, he knew that he was committing cultural murder. Tungkol ito kay Charles Darwin. He understood immediately that if natural selection explained adaptations and evolution by descent were true, then the argument from design was dead and all that went with it, namely the existence of a personal God, free will, life after death, immutable moral laws, and ultimate meaning in life. So sabi niya, kung totoo yung teoryang ito ni Charles Darwin, then wala talagang ultimate good, wala talagang ultimate bad at the end of the day. If atheism is true, if Darwinism is true, well, walang free will. Okay. My atheist friends, totoo po ito. Kung totoo yung atheism, wala talagang free will ang tao. Sumusunod lang siya sa DNA kung totoong atheism. Yan ang lagi kong pinipoint out po sa mga atheist friends natin. Yun lang. I don't know if they really understood it or they are just suppressing it. Anyway, let's continue. Galing pa sa kultura ang objective moral values natin. Isipin natin, for example, sa Kenya, mayroong practice na tinatawag na beading. A close family relative of a young girl places a strand of beads around the young girl's neck. Alam ko po, napanood nyo yung, maybe sa YouTube yung merong inilalagay na mga beads doon sa leeg ng babae. This effectively is a temporary engagement and the relative can now have sexual relations with her. Some girls are beaded when they are 6 years old. Ay, nako. Grabe. Ngayon, itong tanong. Is beading right or wrong? If you will answer yes, abay, ewan ko na. If you say no, now, ang maging tanong naman, what standard para sabihin natin mali ang beading? Also, let's point out this way, my friends. Kung sa kultura galing ang objective moral values and duties, abay, eto, listen to this. Kung galing to sa kultura natin at sa kultura ng mga tao sa iba't ibang bahagi ng mundo, so okay pala mga sumusunod. Kung galing daw sa kultura yung source ng objective moral values. So, ibig mong sabihin, okay lamang yung pagsusunog sa mga widows. Okay lang ba ang cannibalism? Okay lang ba ang murder? Okay lang ba ang hindi pagpapatawad? Okay lang ba yung rape? Okay lang ba yung torturing babies for fun? Kung galing sa kultura daw ang source ng objective moral values, I guess you know what I mean for that. Ngayon, sa isang trial sa Nuremberg, Nazi defense attorneys argued that Hitler's soldiers who were on trial were only following the orders of their society and should therefore not be held accountable. Parang iniisip naman na, kaya sinasabing hindi dapat managot yung mga sundalo ni Hitler kasi yun daw base sa kultura. Pero itong hukom, ito ang kanyang sabi, Sir, is there not a law above our laws? So pinupunto natin dito na kahit anong kultura na meron yan, mayroong higit pang batas. Mayroong pang higit pang moral law kaysa sa mga kultura na meron. Now, what or who is mankind obligated to? Real moral obligation exists, but to whom? So, paano natin malalaman kung tama o mali yun kung wala talaga yung mismong pinaka-standard? Diba? Galing ba to sa individual? Galing ba to sa isang tao? Actually, yan yung argument ng isa sa mga atheist friends nung nagkaroon ko ng dialogue doon sa kanya. Now, how do you decide between differing moral opinions if each individual is the ultimate decision maker of what is good and what is bad? Ang point doon, may kani-kanyang mga may kani-kanyang mga opinion ang bawat tao. Kaya gusto kong itanong po sa bawat nanonood din, kesyo ikaw ay Kristiyano o atheist. Sasang-ayon ka ba na kung galing sa bawat individual ang objective moral values, so okay lang ba na yung mga desisyon ng taong yun o ano yung kanyang inilalatag na batas kahit mali, okay lang ba yun? How do you decide between differing moral opinions if each individual is the ultimate decision maker of what is good and what is bad? So, ito pang pangalawang tanong. How does the statement for me rape is wrong but it might be okay to use sound? Yung tipong, mali naman talaga daw yung rape pero okay naman sa iba. Ang tanong niya yon, papayag ka naman ba? Sasang-ayon ka ba doon? Marami sa atin ang magsasabi ng hindi. Pero kung totoo yung atheism, I guess you know what I mean. Madalas kasi, aminin natin o hindi, ang tao nakabatay minsan sa kanyang mga emosyon eh. Diba? Na minsan, yung mga emosyon nito, na dumadako na lamang to sa maling resulta. Now, madalas kasi, ito yung ginagamit po ng mga sumasang-ayon sa tinatawag na moral relativism. Kaso itong malaking problema, when they are arguing na tama ang subjective morality, actually they are already demanding absolutes. Bakit? Kasi they thought it was true. Pero dito na papasok yung masasabing fallacy. Di ba? Pagka sinasabing moral relativism o secularism, ganyan. They will go on to say, it's true for you but not for me. Itong malaking tanong, is it true for everybody? Kaya nga, ang malaking dilemma po sa mga atheist friends when they are arguing against God actually. They are making arguments like, wala talagang objective morality. Subjective lang talagang morality. And yet, yung claim na yan, it was already demanding absolutes. They thought it was true. But wait, if atheism is true, opinion lang natin lahat yan. Kaya nga dyan papasok yung fallacy, dyan papasok yung dilemma sa panig ng mga atheist. Kaya nga, paano daw naman yung science? May sinulat dito si Sam Harris. Ang sabi niya, the moral landscape is a space of real and potential outcomes whose peaks correspond to heights of potential well-being and whose valleys represent the deepest possible suffering. Questions about values are really questions about the well-being of conscious creatures. But here's the big problem sa argument na ito. Tingnan nyo ha, listen to this. Harris redefines good to be the flourishing or well-being of conscious creatures. Sa kanya mismong aklat, inamin niya ito. It is possible that the peak of the moral landscape could be occupied by flourishing rapists, murderers, and thieves. So he admits it's possible that goodness and creaturely well-being are not identical. Kaya yung moral theory niya, ironically, bagsak. So we have only one. And we are talking about God here. When I'm talking about God, I'm talking about the God of the Bible. Ngayon, muli natin babalikan itong argument na to. There is an objective transcendent moral law. Every law has a lawgiver. Therefore, there is an objective moral lawgiver. And the best explanation for this objective lawgiver is God and God alone. Kaya nga, kung mayroong Diyos na umiiral, mayroong objective o absolute na moral standard. At kung may Diyos, He is the absolute standard of goodness. Kumbaga sa moral argument kasi, sinisimulan yan sa katotohanan ng lahat ng tao, kahit sino man yan, kesyo na sa North o South Pole man yan, nire-recognize yung mga moral code na to. Na meron talagang tama, meron talagang mali. Every time we argue about over right and wrong, we appeal to a higher law that we assume everyone is aware of, holds to, and is not free to arbitrarily change. Right and wrong, simply a higher standard or law. And law requires a lawgiver. And because the moral law transcends humanity, this universal law requires a universal lawgiver. At itong tinutukoy natin na ang Diyos ang siyang lawgiver. Na siya ang objective moral lawgiver. Kaya nga, kahit sa scripture, in-emphasize din na yung mga Gentiles noon, ayon kay Apostol Pablo, bagamat wala silang tinatawag na Biblia, so to speak, o kasulatan nung time na yun, meron silang awareness tungkol sa tama at mali. Bakit? Kasi nga, sabi ng scripture, they show that the work of the law is written on their hearts. That's why. Ngayon, baka may sinasabi ng ilang mga atheist na yung science daw ang nag-explain ng morality. Pero totoo nga ba? So let's continue. Human beings have universal belief in right and wrong. Aminin man o hindi, bawat tao mayroong kaisipan, mayroong kakanyahan kung paano ma-distinguish o paano makita kung ano yung tama at mali. Well, science might be able to tell you if an action may hurt someone, but science cannot tell you whether or not you ought to hurt someone. Guys, listen to this. Pwedeng may paliwanag ng agham yung rason kung bakit na pwedeng makapanakit yung mga action na ginawa. Pero ang agham, hindi sasabihin sa'yo kung dapat mo bang gawin yon o hindi mo dapat gawin. So who said it's wrong to hurt people? Listen to this, my friends. Science is a descriptive discipline. Take note, science is a descriptive discipline, but morality is a prescriptive discipline. Science can describe how things work, but it can never tell us how we ought to behave. Magkaiba yun eh. Well, science can explain many things, but will never be able to adequately account for morality. Kasi, ang iba, yung sinasabi na galing daw sa science ang morality, iba yun. Iba yung tungkol sa agham, iba yung tungkol sa moralidad. So, bakit natin masasabing objective ang morality? So, ngayon, kiniklaim ng mga kaibigan nating atheists na God does not exist kasi daw mayroong mga injustices sa mundo. But one cannot know something is absolutely just unless he knows what is absolutely just. And and an absolute moral law demands an absolute moral law giver. Kaya nga tingnan nyo, sabi ni C.S. Lewis, the moment you say that one set of moral ideas can be better than another, you are in fact measuring them both by a standard, saying that one of them conforms to the standard more nearly than the other. But the standard that measures two things is something different from either. Ang punto diyan, kahit balibaligtarin natin ang mundo, kahit balibaligtarin natin ang universe, so to speak, ang point dito, ang bawat tao, pagka sila ay nagsasabi, ay, tama yan, o kaya mali, meron silang measuring standard para sabihin tama o mali yung naturang gawain. But as we know, hindi po tao ang source ng objective moral values. Kasi mayroong iba't ibang opinion yan eh. So, how we know there's a moral law? Una, absolutes are undeniable. Kaya hindi po may kakaila na, okay, kahit sabihin mo na ang morality ay subjective, but he already argued in absolutes. Also, we cannot know injustice unless we know justice. Kaya nga, doon sa mga nag-argue na walang Diyos kasi matindi yung injustice sa mundo. Here's a question. How can she or he know what is absolutely unjust without knowing what is absolutely just? Diba? Paano nasabi na ang mundo ay puno ng kawalang katarungan kung wala naman talaga siyang standard doon? Diba? At saka, how we know there's a moral law? Bakit masasabing tama si Mother Teresa kaysa kay Hitler? Dito lalabas to. We cannot make moral comparison without an objective moral standard, but we do. Madalas sa mga atheist friends natin, actually they acknowledge na mali yung mga gawaing masasama. Mali yung rape, mali yung murder, mali yung pagsisinungaling. Without realizing na yung mga atheists, they are already making moral comparison with objective moral standards. Aminin man yun o hindi. Now, paano naman yung claims? Listen to this, my friends. Sabi ni William Dembski, I'm not saying that atheists can't act morally or have moral knowledge, but when I ascribe virtue to an atheist, it's as a theist who sees the atheist as conforming to objective moral values. The atheist, by contrast, has no such basis for morality, and yet all moral judgments require a basis for morality, some standard of right and wrong. Kumbaga, ang punto ng philosopher na to, ang mga atheist, yes, totoo, hindi naman natin sinasabi na walang moral ang mga kaibigan nating atheist. Actually, they were. Talagang active sila when it comes on arguing na mali ang gumawa ng mga bagay na nakaka-violate sa karapatan ng mga tao. Kaya totoo naman yun. However, my friends, listen to this. Listen to this. Wala talaga silang masasabing objective moral standard to say na tama yun o mali yan. Kasi para masabi na tama o mali yan, dapat meron silang standard. Kaso if atheism is true, walang ganun. Walang masasabing objective moral standards dyan. Ang tao ay parang robot according to atheism. Ganun lang po yan. Kaya, kung walang Diyos, ayan ang mga consequences. Diba? Kasama, ngayon, I will ask our atheist friends, do you agree in abortion or not? If you say no, then meron kang standard. Why is it? Baka may magsabi na yes, kasi ganito or whatever. Pero, let me point out this way, tao pa rin yun. Fetus. Yung fetus na yon, tao pa rin yan. Tao na yan. As in, tao na talaga yan. Tao. Kaya masasabing mali talaga, pirmi, ang abortion, whether we like it or not. Isa pa, mayroon tayong biblical case to prove that abortion is wrong. But anyway, ibang topic naman yun. Ang punto natin dito, kung walang Diyos, lahat ng ito, opinion lang, parang okay lang yung Holocaust, okay lang yung paggamit ng poison gas, okay lang yung child abuse, okay lang yung ethnic cleansing, kung walang Diyos na source ng morality. So, kumbaga, lahat ng ito, tama if atheism is true. Kasi opinion lang nito ng tao. Pero, if God exists, lahat ng nabanggit niyan, maling-mali. Mali yung child abuse, mali ang ethnic cleansing, mali ang Holocaust. It only makes sense if God exists, who is the ultimate standard of what is good. Siyempre, kahit itanong natin kahit sa mga atheists na ito mga nababasa nyo, like yung Holocaust, use of poison gas, child abuse at ethnic cleansing, they will tell you mali lahat yan. Itong tanungin, anong standard para masabing mali yan kung totoong atheism? Next, may mga atheists na sabi, like Ian McEwan, sabi niya, Now I'm an atheist. I really do not believe for a moment that our moral sense comes from a God. But ito isang philosopher, si William Adamski, sabi niya, the atheist is cheating. Nangdaraya ang mga atheist daw. Whenever he makes a moral judgment acting as though it has an objective reference, when his philosophy, in fact, precludes it. Kaya nga sinasabi ni Dr. Frank Turek that they are stealing something from God in order to argue against Him. Diba? Take note, kung walang moral law, wala ring human rights. Yes, totoo yan. Kahit yung Declaration of Independence na nakaulat sa US, sinasabi ito, endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. Also, without moral law, we could not know right or wrong, justice or injustice. And without moral law, we could not measure moral differences. Kaya nga, ethics is transcendental. Objective morality requires a moral lawgiver outside of the human predicament. And ironically, sa mga kaibigan nating atheist, I will mention Aston and the Pinoy apostate, even atheists live as if there is objective moral laws. So whether they like it or not, kahit sabihin nila na, yung subjective daw yung morality, But when it comes on the violation of human rights, actually they are demanding absolutes. Aware sila na mali ang mga paglabag sa karapatang tao. So, they are not realizing na they are already exercising objective moral values and duties. Kahit nagsasabi sila na, yung morality daw ay subjective. Diba? Kaya sa point na to, the argument is not that knowledge of God is required to be good. Yung tinutukoy natin dito yung sa objective moral values and duties about moral argument. Neither is the argument about what our moral duties are or how we can know about them. Kumbaga, ang pinaka-point diyan, if there are moral laws, there is a moral law giver. So, tandaan natin, pag sinabing objective, independent yan sa opinion ng mga tao. Pagka subjective, depende yan sa kung ano yung opinion ng tao. So, we are already pointing out, traditionally, moral values have been based in God. In absence of God, why think humans have moral worth? On naturalism, moral values seem to be just the byproduct of biological evolution and social conditioning. So to think that human beings are special and our morality objectively true is speciesism. Also, kung tutusin, like yung Ten Commandments, for example, traditionally moral duties come from God. On atheism, human rights are just animals. And animals have no moral obligations to each other. Take note, my friends, even the Pinoy apostate and Jer Aston are admitting na ang tao daw ay mga hayop daw. Mga kapatid, sang-ayon po ba tayo doon? Anyway, certain actions such as rape may not be biologically and socially advantageous and become taboo, but there's nothing to show they are really wrong if atheism is true. Yan, madalas ganito yung atheistic misunderstandings eh. But listen to this, hindi natin sinasabing mga immoral ang mga atheists. Actually, karamihan sa mga atheists na nakilala, they are arguing na mali ang gumawa ng mga kalokohan. Mali yung gumawa ng immoralidad. Mali yung gumawa ng mga bagay-bagay na nakalalabag sa karapatan ng mga tao. Most of atheists na ngayon, they are active in some sort of, sasabihin ko, yung pagsuporta sa, sa kung ano yung tama at pag-iwas sa mali. Ang problem lamang sa mga atheists, they cannot recognize moral values. Ay, hindi, mali. Sorry for that. Sorry. We are not saying that atheists cannot recognize moral values and duties. Kaso, ang problema sa mga atheists, hindi nila mabatid, hindi nila masagot talaga kung kanino talagang objective source, kanino talaga galing ang objective moral values and duties. When they say na ang morality ay subjective, paano niya nalaman? Anong standard niya? Kung totoong atheism, yun yung punto. Actually, we already discussed this Eutryphro dilemma, pero we'll go on to discuss it in a short period. Kasi mahaba-haba na yung natin. Meron pa tayo dito. Pero ito, tatalakay natin ito on our next video. Kasi ito ay presenta, I think, ni Jer Aston. Na yung secular humanism daw ang nanalo against Christianity. Anyway, let's go back here. Ito, kung mapapansin nyo po, yan yung Euthyphro dilemma na sinasabi na, is something good because God wills it? Or does God will something because it is good? So, dalawang point yan. If you say that something is good because God wills it, then what is good becomes arbitrary. But if you say that God wills something because it's good, then what is good or bad is independent of God. Pero, alam nyo ba yung sagot natin dyan? False dilemma po kasi yan. Kasi mayroong tatlong alternative. Mayroong talagang ikatlong alternative yan. Bakit? Ito siya. God wills something because He is good. God's own nature is the standard of goodness, and His commands are the expression of His nature. So it would be contrary to God's nature to make commands that would harm the creation that He loves. So, yun, ano naman yung atheistic moral Platonism na ito na sinasabi? Plato believed in a realm of non-physical entities that were self-existent. Some atheists say that moral values like justice, mercy, love, etc. were just exist. Parang andito lang. May love, may kapayapaan, etc. Kaso, moral values seems to be properties of persons, and it's hard to understand how something like justice can exist as an abstraction. At yung view ng moral Platonism, it provides no basis for moral duties. And if moral values exist, then why wouldn't their counterparts like hatred, greed, and selfishness exist too? O nag-exist daw yung love, nag-exist daw yung justice, nag-exist daw yung peace. Pero paano naman may papaliwanag yung mga negative nito tulad ng pagkamuhi, kalokohan, kasinungalingan, kawalang katarungan, etc. And why would evolution produce creatures that would correspond to their moral Platonic objects? Now, how about human flourishing? Good is whatever contributes to human flourishing. Arbitrary 101. Why are facts that contribute to human flourishing more valuable than similar facts for ants or mice? Concerning to the implausibility of it, atheists will sometimes say that moral properties attach themselves to a natural state of affairs. But here is the question. Why think these strange non-natural properties like goodness and badness even exist, much less attach themselves to certain states of affairs? Whether we like ito or not, nag-exist talagang objective moral values, kahit sabihin mo na subjective daw yan. Although there are some subjective nga naman, pero hindi natin maikakaila na meron talagang objective moral values at duties. Isipin natin, we trust our five senses and cognitive faculties to tell us the truth about the external world. We should trust that our moral cognitive faculties tell us the truth about reality. Persons who fail to see that it is true that some things are right or wrong are just as handicapped as persons who are blind. Now, do correctly functioning humans really think that actions like the Hindu practice of suti, which is burning widows alive on the funeral pyres of their husbands, is morally neutral? Mga kapatid, walang neutral sa mundong ito. Walang neutral. When it comes on objective moral values and duties, hindi pwede yung sinasabi na it's good for you but not for me. Kasi itong tatanungin sa'yo, is it good for everybody? Also, do we have a reason to doubt our moral experience? Kasi mayroong ibang nagsasabi na ang morality daw ay illusion lang, na nilikha daw ng macroevolution. Well, even if morality is real, what are the chances that evolution gave us the ability to determine what they are? Even the macroevolution is true. For example, hindi naman ipinapaliwanag dun yung moral values ng tao eh. Ang pinapaliwanag dun ng macroevolution na sinasabi, survival of the fittest. Walang kinalaman sa morality. Kaya nga, madali lang masagot yan. Kung ito yung tatanungin ng mga atheists sa atin, well, genetic fallacy yan. Bakit? You cannot show a true claim is false by demonstrating how the belief came about. So, applied to the evolution of moral beliefs, we cannot define it to or whatever to defeat moral truth claims. Actually, it only begs the question para i-assume na totoo daw yung atheism even though it's not. And would be self-defeating as all or cognitive faculties come about from evolution. Kaya nga sa katunayan, we have given reasons to accept both premises, and the conclusion follows that there is a personal entity that provides a basis for morality. While the cosmological arguments are good, The moral argument resonates with most people. It is not shrouded in complex science, and we are confronted with moral choices on a daily basis. So the moral argument puts flesh and bones on the first cause and designer. This entity now begins to appear as the kind of God who would care about His creation and provide a method of our salvation. Kapatid, if Christianity is true, then it only makes sense na mayroon talagang objective moral values at duties. At ito'y matatagpuan lamang sa moral lawgiver. And we are talking about God here, who is, according to the Bible, and according to the evidence from scientific and philosophical perspective, He is a spaceless, timeless, immaterial, powerful, moral, personal, and intelligent creator who created all things and sustains all things. So yung sinasabi na subjective lang daw ang moral values natin, kung tama po ang atheism, so ibig pa lang sabihin, okay lang na nangyari yung Holocaust? So okay lang ba na yung mga kababaihan ay inaabuso? Okay lang ba na i-torture yung babies for fun? Pero sasabihin ng ating mga kaibigan na hindi okay lahat yung mga nabanggit. Pero ang tanong ko, anong ang kanilang standard para sabihin mali ang mga bagay na yon kung walang Diyos? Kung sasabihin sa individual daw, o sa atin daw, ganyan, abay, itanong natin. Itanong natin. So kung tama yung sinasabi na galing sa mga tao or some sort of evolution or whatever, teka matanong ko lang, no? How did he know that? Anong standard? Kasi hindi naman talaga nasagot yung naturang tanong yun pagkaganyan eh. So there you have it. We are just presenting details concerning moral argument once more. We are talking about objective moral values and duties. Inalam natin kung meron talagang objective moral values at ito po hindi maikakaila when they are demanding that morality is subjective. Actually, they are already demanding absolutes. Therefore, yung ganong argument na ipinin-point ng mga atheist friends natin, it does not prove what they are pointing out. In fact, pagka sinasabi nilang mali yung mga ganong bagay, they are just already proving our point na mayroon talagang absolute na tama, mayroong absolute na mali. Kaya nga, paano natin malalaman na mali yan kung walang kabutihan? Anong standard kung tutusin? Diba? So Lord willing, we will discuss this. Dahil yan po ang dinidepensahan o ipinagtatanggol ng mga kaibigan nating atheist concerning secular humanism. Bakit masasabing problema to? But as of now, Lord willing, we'll go on to discuss it on the future. At maraming salamat po sa inyong pakikinig. I am hoping and praying na dun sa mga kaibigan nating atheists, they must have to search more and more about this one. Okay? So that's all for this hour. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pakikinig. This is your fellow brother in the Lord. Mag-ingat po ang lahat. Jesus is Lord. Magandang araw.